Last time, Dayuer left her home on the boundless steppe to marry a man she had never met. What began as a political alliance would soon become something far more complicated. The beginning of a story of love, power, and destiny. The golden roofs of Mukden Palace shimmered in the northern light. Dayuer, dressed in a Mongol gown of deep blue, stepped through the gates for the first time. Her heart pounded. This was no longer the land of open skies. Here, every glance and whisper carried weight. Her new husband, Huang Taiji, was not what she expected. He was calm, sharp-eyed, and a man of few words. To her surprise, he didn't treat her as a mere political gift. One crisp night, he invited her to the imperial garden. The air smelled of pine and frost. He looked at her and asked, "You miss your homeland, don't you?" She replied, "The wind there was free. Here, even the air feels heavy." Huang Taiji smiled slightly. "Then let it be your task to bring that wind into this palace." That night, he ordered Mongol songs to be played in the court, a gesture so small, yet so rare. It was the first sign that he saw her not just as a consort, but as a person. Over time, Ewer began to see the man behind the throne. He was burdened with wars, alliances, and betrayals, a ruler constantly watched, constantly judged. Yet, when he was with her, a comfortable silence could exist between them, a rare peace in his turbulent world. During one harsh winter, while snow blanketed the capital, Huang Taiji fell gravely ill. Ignoring court protocol, Ewer stayed by his side, day and night, brewing medicinal herbs with her own hands. She refused to leave, her presence a silent, unwavering vigil. When he finally recovered, he looked at her, his voice soft but clear. "In this palace of 1,000 eyes, you are the only one I can truly see." From that day forward, she was no longer just the Mongol consort. She became his confidant, his trusted advisor in private meetings, his calm in the storm of imperial politics. He valued her insight, her courage, and the sense of freedom she brought from her homeland. But not everyone approved of her rising influence. Whispers began to spread through the palace corridors that the foreign-born woman had bewitched the emperor. Within the harem, jealousy festered like a poison. The other consorts, who had vied for his attention for years, saw her as a threat. One night, a loyal servant warned Ewer that a rival concubine planned to poison her food. Instead of hiding in fear, she did something no one expected. She walked calmly into the hall where her enemies were gathered. With all eyes on her, she bowed gracefully and said, "If you think I came here to steal his love, you are wrong. I came here to share his burden, one that none of you could carry." Her words, full of quiet strength, silenced them all. Even Huang Taiji, when he heard of it later, was deeply moved by her courage and her understanding of his life. As spring returned to the palace, the emperor stood beside her under blooming plum trees. The air was filled with the sweet fragrance of new beginnings. In a rare public display of affection, he took her hand. He looked into her eyes and whispered, "Ewer, I thought I would conquer the world with armies, but you conquered my heart without a single weapon." In a world ruled by power and fear, Dayuer's strength came from her grace and wisdom. She had entered the palace as a symbol of an alliance, a political pawn in a grand game. But now, she had become the emperor's heart. Yet, destiny would not let her rest. For when love meets ambition, the winds of fate are never still. What challenges lie ahead for the woman who captured an emperor's soul? Find out in Part 3, The Shadow of the Throne. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for the next chapter of this incredible story.